Mangwana ni Malelepo Vukenjani Kleklas Vanave Africa. Welcome to Africa Good Morning, your trusted source for African headlines that matter. Today we spotlight our exclusive interview with His Excellency Neil Bradley, British High Commissioner to Namibia, as he shares his vision for UK-Namibia relations. Also in focus, a powerful report on public sector wage cuts in 6 African countries, diplomatic tensions between South Africa and the US, and Tanzania's new WHO Africa nomination. Plus, we follow Dumisani Ngube's inspiring Africa Must Think walk. Catch these stories and more on DSTV 285, GoTV 25, OneUp2.com, and NTV Africa on YouTube.
I can give you anything you want to get that cake. To get that cake. You would say anything to get that cake.
All right, let's get into the top stories on Africa Good Morning. Public spending cuts in 6 African countries have drastically slashed the wages of health and education workers by as much as 50%, and this is over the past 5 years, according to a new report by ActionAid. The survey, titled The Human Cost of Public Sector Cuts in Africa, highlights that nearly all healthcare workers in Ethiopia, Ghana, Kenya, Liberia, Malawi, and Nigeria cannot meet their basic needs. The International Monetary Fund's push for austerity and public sector spending cuts to repay foreign debts is largely to blame, the report says. In Nigeria, just 4% of the national budget went to health in 2024, compared to over 20% for debt repayment. The fallout includes severe medicine shortages, soaring private healthcare fees, and widespread medical inaccessibility. Women bear the brunt, often forced to give birth at home. In education, classrooms are overcrowded and teachers underpaid, with many forced to buy materials out of pocket. ActionAid warns that IMF-imposed policies are deepening inequality and crippling vital services in the global south. Tanzania has deported Kenyan and Ugandan human rights activists who traveled to Dar es Salaam to attend a court hearing for opposition leader Tundu Lissu, who faces treason charges. The activists Boniface Mwangi and Agatha Atuhaire were arrested and repatriated under the supervision of immigration officials. Mwangi allegedly provided fake information to enter the country, while the grounds for Atuhaire's detention remain unclear. Their arrest has intensified concerns about the Tanzanian government's crackdown on dissent under President Samia Suluhu Hassan. Lissu, a prominent figure in the opposition Chadema party who survived a 2017 assassination attempt, was charged in April for allegedly inciting rebellion in a speech. During his court appearance this week, he urged supporters not to be afraid, as the case was adjourned to June 2. Several other foreign activists, including a former Kenyan justice minister, were reportedly denied entry into Tanzania. President Hassan has publicly warned foreign actors against interfering in domestic affairs, even as critics accuse her administration of undermining democratic freedoms ahead of the October elections. In our next story, Under a proposed U.S.-brokered peace deal, Rwanda could soon begin legally processing minerals like tantalum, tin, and tungsten from the Democratic Republic of Congo, a move aimed at addressing the long-standing conflict fueled by mineral exploitation in the region. Kinshasa has repeatedly accused Rwanda of smuggling millions of dollars worth of these minerals across the border each month, with proceeds believed to fuel the M23 rebel insurgency. The U.S. initiative, led by President Trump's senior Africa advisor Mossad Boulos, proposes linking mineral deals to peace, drawing Western investment and boosting regional economies. If implemented, the deal could see Congo increase industrial processing and transparency while offering Rwanda a chance to clean up its informal mining sector. However, Congolese officials stress that no agreement is possible without the withdrawal of Rwandan troops and respect for Congo's sovereignty. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa leads a high-profile South African delegation to meet U.S. President Donald Trump, aiming to reset strained bilateral ties. The team includes Agriculture Minister John Steenhuisen, who seeks to secure trade deals in AGOA, alongside businessman Johan Rupert and golfers Ernie Els and Retief Hussein. Their presence counters false narratives of white persecution in South Africa while focusing on trade and diplomacy. Watch Ramaphosa address the press in the USA.
What are you doing here?
Wait, yes, for you, Mr. President.
Good to see you. Are you well?
Good to see you, Mr.
Good to
President.
see you.
What are you most looking forward in terms of making a deal with President Trump?
Let me get a handshake there.
Yes,
Hello.
you get a handshake.
Yes, Mr. President. And how are you ready for the handshake with Trump? What's going to be your icebreaker?
Well, we're always ready. We're hoping to have really good discussions with President Trump and his fellow government colleagues. Looking forward to a really good and positive meeting, and we're looking forward to a very good outcome for our country, for our people, for the jobs in our country, and good trade relations, and to normalize relations between our two countries are the most important. That's what has brought us here. We want to come out of the United States with a really good trade deal, investment promotion. We invest in the United States and they invest in us, and we want to strengthen those relations, and we want to consolidate good relations between our two countries. So I'm very positive. I'm looking forward to the discussions.
South Africa's sovereign acts of Trump, Elon Musk, Starlink. Is that on the table, Mr. President?
Well, we are a sovereign country, and we are a very proud nation, and we preserve our sovereignty, and we will always do what is best for South Africans.
Mr. President, Tidi Matia, long time no see. Mr. President, this meeting also happens when there's a geopolitical shift. America itself is starting to shift as far as Israel is concerned. What are your thoughts about that? South Africa has been lambasted for its position. Now you're seeing a change even this side of the world. Your thoughts about that and how that will influence the conversation?
Well, we are going to have an opportunity to discuss geopolitical issues, not only Israel, but also Ukraine. And so all these matters will be on the table for proper discussion. And we are very rational when it comes to discussing global and geopolitical matters. And we will put South Africa's interest first, and our own foreign policy positions will be well clarified. So fear not. We are going to have a really good
Being
meeting.
humiliated, Mr. President, a Zelensky moment. Cyril Ramaphosa, the man, is he prepared?
Well, South Africans are never humiliated, are they? South Africans always go into everything holding their heads high. So we are not...
You, Mr. President.
Me?
Yes.
Well,
Are you
Cyril
prepared?
Ramaphosa,
Cyril
the
Ramaphosa, the individual, the negotiator.
Jew or die
Are
moment.
you talking about those?
Yesterday morning, 5:25 a.m.
So you're better than me.
Alert and ready to go.
Yeah. Hi. Hello, how are you? Are you well? You good? Very good.
Moving on to our next story. Dumisani Lingamangali Ngube officially began his Africa Must Think walk from Congo on the 28th of April. He is determined to walk all the way to Zimbabwe, championing entrepreneurship along the way. Here is our Zambian correspondent Mike Sichula with more.
Thank you very much. Yes, indeed, Dumisani is a local businessman. So he began his walk from the Democratic Republic of Congo on 28th April 2025. The walk is called Africa Must Think Walk from Congo, and he plans to walk from Congo to Zimbabwe. So last week he passed through the capital city, Lusaka. As we speak, Dumisani and his entourage are heading to Livingstone in the touristy capital of Zambia. So according to him, they plan to reach Zimbabwe on the 25th of May this year. So he has so far covered more than 500 kilometers through scorching sun, long walks, and along the way, Dumisani and his entourage are encouraging entrepreneurship whenever they have set camp to rest. So along the way, they are educating Zambians on the need to venture into business at an early stage. Dumisani has been known in Zambian circles for holding conferences dubbed Africa Must Think. So he's been running these conferences for quite a number of years, and whenever he organizes these conferences at Lusaka's National Heroes Stadium, usually he attracts a good attendance. So according to him, he says, and I quote, "This isn't just a walk. It is a movement, a statement, a dedication that Africans must think differently, act boldly, and rise together." End of quote. So along the way, Dumisani has motivated so many people, encouraging them to venture into businesses. As you've seen from one of the videos, he was speaking to members of the local church, and he has also spoken to local communities to encourage them that in order for Africa to develop, young people must begin not only to depend on education, to earn an education, get a degree, and so on and so forth, but they must embrace entrepreneurship at an early stage. He encourages parents to ensure that their children are motivated to get into business at an early stage. So with all things being said, Dumisani is most likely going to meet his target of reaching Zimbabwe on the 25th of May this year. Quite an interesting journey by Dumisani and his team. It is something that has motivated a number of Zambians that have joined him on this walk whenever he passes through major cities.
All right, many thanks to Mike Sichula for that report. Now, after the weather, we're going to be broadcasting an interview, a recording that we had with His Excellency Neil Bradley, the British High Commissioner to Namibia, in his first television interview in Namibia. I have a special guest with me, the newly appointed British High Commissioner to Namibia, His Excellency Neil Bradley. And he's on Africa Good Morning for his very first television interview in Namibia as we get to know a bit about the man and, of course, the work. Greetings, Neil. How are you?
Good morning, Ashwin. Very good and delighted to be here, and thank you for the opportunity.
Very happy to have you here, Your Excellency. What's been your first impression of Namibia since arriving here?
Well, first and foremost, the very warm welcome that I've received from the government.
Yes.
I was able to present my credentials to the President very, very quickly in 48 hours of arrival, which means I can get on with my job here.
Yes.
My team, at the High Commission, and also in my day-to-day interactions with people.
All right.
It's a friendly city, and I'm sure that extends outside Windhoek.
Oh, certainly, certainly. And so far, you've just been in Windhoek, essentially just settling in, or have
Yes,
you
in the-
already managed to do some traveling?
A little trip outside Windhoek, but just to Okapuka
All
at the
right.
weekend.
All right.
But starting mostly with sort of introductory meetings and calls.
Yes.
But I did have a chance to visit Katatura.
All right, lovely.
To single
Single quarters. Oh, yes.
And to try the kapana.
Yes, that is essential. Like just to my viewers, like if you're in Namibia, if you haven't been to Kapana, you haven't been to Namibia. And truly, it's a wonderful place to be. You get to see a lot of cultures amalgamated in that space. And as you know, food is big in Africa, and we
Yes.
all love. What did you think of the Kapana meat itself?
Fabulous.
Yes.
Yeah, very much. I will be going back. For sure. So I had the opportunity to go with my team, and I think
Okay.
it's really important in a role such as mine
Yes.
to get out and about,
Yes,
to
certainly.
meet Namibians,
Yes.
to explore all parts of the country.
Yes.
So good diplomats need to get out of the capital,
Yes.
and they need to get dust on their boots.
Oh, yes, yes. And I believe your predecessor did that quite well. I trust you two are going to be doing quite a bit of traveling around Namibia.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I think my predecessor, Charles, I think he managed 130,000 kilometres
Wow.
across Namibia
Yes.
in 4 years. So
Yeah.
he set the standard.
Yes.
I will do my best to match that.
And take a camera with, because he took some excellent photography at the same time.
Absolutely. I think he was quite passionate about Namibia's landscapes, but
Yes.
also its wildlife.
Yes, yeah, I mean, I think Namibia has got a way of bringing that out of you, even if it's something you haven't been particularly interested in.
Yes.
Between the wide landscapes, the people, and the interaction with nature, one generally ends up developing a really lasting love for this place. But of course, this is not your first appointment. You've been in the diplomatic circles for a very long time. Your most recent appointment was Monrovia, Liberia. What was that like?
Very different to Namibia, so a different country context.
Yes.
So it is very much a least developed country.
All right.
So there are challenges there around infrastructure,
Yes.
provision of services to the public,
Yes.
education.
All right.
So very different country context, and it's also a post-conflict society.
All right.
It experienced a brutal civil war.
Yes.
So to contrast with Namibia, Namibia is a peaceful, democratic, stable country and society.
Yes, indeed.
So it feels immediately different
All right.
on arrival.
Yes.
But no stranger to Africa. I've previously served 2 postings to South Africa
Oh, wonderful.
and 2 postings to Brussels when we were part of the European Union.
All right.
And thematically in London, I've covered human rights
right.
and also migration.
Okay.
So a mixture of London, Europe, and Africa.
I mean, I can understand why the president wanted to see your credentials within 48 hours. Very impressive. It's truly, spanning, and that's what we expect, of course, from a diplomat, without a doubt. How do you feel your prior experiences have prepared you for the undertaking in Namibia?
Well, I think, firstly, Southern Africa.
Yes.
And understanding from my time in South Africa, the struggle, the
Yeah.
liberation struggle,
Yeah.
the struggle for freedom. Indeed, on Friday, I had the opportunity to visit the Independence Museum.
Oh, wow.
And I was really pleased to see a large group of learners being guided through the museum.
Yes.
And the place was buzzing.
Yes.
And it's really important to remember that the freedom that they enjoy today was hard won and
yes.
should not be forgotten.
Absolutely.
So I think having had experience of working in Southern Africa, one begins to understand the struggle,
Yes.
the determination and the resilience
Yes.
that people had to show in order to achieve freedom and an independent Namibia.
Yes.
So I think that's really important context in understanding Namibia.
Mm.
Working in Europe, that was working very much around collaboration between states.
Oh, okay.
And if we think of the big ticket issues that we face, the big challenges that we face, it requires that sort of collaboration.
All right.
That can be on climate change, That may be in the context of trade.
Yes.
And I know that Namibia will be hosting the Commonwealth Trade Ministers meeting.
Yes, yes, in June.
In June.
Yes.
So we look forward to UK representation
Yes.
at that event. So an experience of how states can collaborate together. And then in London on thematic issues such as human rights and migration.
All right.
And the liberation struggle here is very much around human rights.
Certainly,
So
certainly.
one can join the dots.
Yes,
and,
to connect the dots, so to speak. Yes.
Exactly.
You did mention the Commonwealth Trade Ministers meeting in Namibia. I understand it's the first one outside of the Commonwealth Secretariat.
Well, in terms of on that detail, the Commonwealth Secretariat is very much engaged in the agenda.
Yes, yes,
and how the event is going to be structured.
Yes.
But of course, they have in Namibia an excellent host.
All right, wonderful.
So we look forward to those discussions.
All right.
It is a top priority for the UK government: economic growth,
Yes.
trade, and investment. And I think that's something where we have much in common with the Namibian government.
Yeah.
And listening to the President's State of the Nation address, prosperity, economic growth, livelihoods,
Yes.
these are issues that matter to our citizens.
Understandably so. Now, obviously, and you've highlighted a bit about this, Namibia and the UK share some really deep historical ties. Queen Elizabeth was here in 1995 upon the invite of Dr. Sam Shafishuna Nujoma the late, and Princess Anne was here for the burial of Dr. Hage G. Geingob. Are there any strategic partnerships that you see will come to life during your tenure?
Excellent question. Well, firstly, economic growth.
Yes.
So how can we strengthen the trading relationship? It's on an upward trajectory.
Yes.
So if you look at the most recent statistics, it's the year to the third quarter
Yes.
of last year. Trade volumes hit 385 million British pounds. Namibian trade in goods and services to the UK more than doubled in that year.
Wow.
Up 105%.
Yes.
So the trajectory is positive,
Yes.
but we need to do more.
All
We
right.
need to do better.
Yes.
So I think there's something around economic growth, adding value here
Yeah.
in the Namibian economy
Yes.
and creating jobs.
Yes.
So that's certainly one priority that we have in common. I've been struck since I've been here by the strength of education ties between Namibia and the UK.
Yes.
A number of Namibians have studied at university level in the
yes.
UK.
And Chevening, of course.
Chevening scholarships.
Yes.
So we have a Chevening scholarship program. We have an alumni association with more than 170, 180 members.
All right.
We also, that's to study at master's degree level in the UK.
Yes.
We will shortly be announcing the cohort that will go to the UK to study in September.
All right.
And at the beginning of August, we will be open for applications again for the following year.
Okay.
So scholarships and education ties. We also have Commonwealth scholarships here to study up to PhD level.
Yes.
So how we can thicken those ties, how we can potentially match those to
Yeah.
Namibia's industrial added value strategy for its economy.
Yes.
Culture and
Yes.
sport. Off air, we were talking about Premiership football in
Yes,
the UK.
we were.
It seems as if many people in Namibia who follow soccer follow a UK, an English Premier League
Certainly a team. Oh, 100%.
So I think there are things that we have an affinity for,
Yes.
a natural affinity for around sports, sport and culture.
Mm.
I mentioned earlier the Commonwealth, international institutions, the UN.
Yes.
There are challenges that are common to us all that we
Yes.
need to collaborate on.
Yes.
Climate change is one. I know
Certainly.
you've had good rains recently, but
Yes.
there was a severe drought last year.
Oh, definitely.
And this affects ordinary people.
Yes.
So, so economy, education, culture, sport,
All right.
some of the big international issues. Those are the areas where we need to collaborate. And of course, strengthening people-to-people ties
Yes.
requires a good, well-managed relationship when it comes to migration.
Certainly, certainly. Now, to cap this off, if you don't mind, Your Excellency, I would like to know what the man, Mr. Neil Bradley, would want to take out of Namibia by the end of his tenure. Like, what would you want to take out of this experience?
First and foremost, great memories
Yes.
from collaborating here in Namibia, meeting Namibians,
Yes.
listening to their experiences,
Yes.
learning from their experiences,
Yes.
exploring all four corners of Namibia, this vast and beautiful country,
Yes.
and to have made some progress on the
Yes.
issues that we have discussed.
Yes.
And if we can maintain all of those things and on an upward trajectory, then I think for me, that's what success will look like.
All right. Now, one of the languages that were involved in the formation of the English language was Latin. And one of my favorite phrases is tot facienda parum factum. So little done, so much to do. Welcome to
Indeed.
Namibia, sir.
Thank you very much.
And all the best.
Pleasure. Thank
All
you.
right. So that was His Excellency Neil Bradley, the British High Commissioner to Namibia, outlining what he expects from his experience here and, of course, the important bilateral relations between the two countries. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for staying with Africa Good Morning on DSTV 285, GoTV 25, OneUp2.com, and Network Media Hub on YouTube, as well as NTV Africa on YouTube. From me, Ashwin Bedi, and the Africa Good Morning team, Sweraja Kanaka.